Hello, 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 hello. How are we all? Hello to Like a Snake, to A Simple Human, Heterodony, JJ, Gallifrey and Ren, Zed Kells, Pontus Bengtson. Yo, guys, gonna go eat now. Coming in a sec. Wow, must be some good food. Let's turn this down. How are we all? A Simple Human, piss. Fair enough. If I don't know if you're annoyed because you didn't get the first comment. How are we doing? Yeah, it's a bit of a late one. We were round at the in-laws tonight, so had to get home very quickly and sort of try and throw the stream together. So that's why we are not yet ready. Should be there though. Should be there. Also, I've had to add in a couple more bits. A couple more parts. Right. Anxiety, headache, moods a little everywhere, which makes a build stream perfect. And you, I can't complain. Should do the whole streaming now thing on the chat, shouldn't I? Streaming now, streaming now. Let's not start that again. Hailstream lemonade. It's our whites. Because the Sainsbury's stuff is yeah, not very good. I sort of notched that down a few times before I said it. Yeah. The Tesco's own brand diet lemonade's nice, but the Sainsbury's one really is not. Oh, come on. Get your tits in gear. Here we go. There we go. Oh. The pause. The big pause. Slightly longer than it should be pause. Long enough that it's starting to get me worried pause. Oh, do come along there. Ugh. I treat myself to lemonade, Schweppes or nothing, other brands. I did have some Schweppes earlier. Not earlier today, but I did have had some handy. Please don't freeze on me. Please. I'm hoping this is just a blip, because I have installed a couple of new mods, because I had some ideas for this build. So please don't tell me those mods have Right, I just briefly am going to go and see if there are any new games what new games are on cheaply that I can grab. Not that cheaply. Starfield's 50 quid. No. City Skylines 2, I can get that quite cheaply. Microsoft Flight Simulator, the latest version, is still very pricey. And the latest version's coming out. Right, okay, this is clearly crashed. This has clearly buggered itself. Harbinger of nonsense. This has clearly buggered itself 6 ways from Sunday. Right, let's get you over here. Let's take a look. So SXT, it's not like in SXT with the rest of my install. Spaces, in fact, I can... Right, okay. Obviously, the 2 ones I added... Let's take SXT out for a second then. Right, are you going to behave yourself like a good boy now? I don't know if my SXT mod is outdated. Maybe that's something to look at while we're... So what version is this? It doesn't say... 0.3.29.9. Do I have an old... the license spelt both ways, doesn't seem to have anything telling me what version it is. I will assume mine is out of date and I will download a new one, because there was something saying something about version 0.9 or something. So hopefully it's dead, Jim. So back to looking at games. What could I get that would be good? So Tuesday's a first place, and I do have a new game lined up, and I think it's going to be a belter. We'll have to see. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'll look at those later. Yeah, just me browsing games. Any suggestions? Hello, Ben. Hello, Sleepanther869. How are we doing the second time around? Airplane Plus, Pitaway Tech, B9 Aerospace. If anyone missed my joke earlier in general chat on the Discord, I do advise you go and take a look. I'm quite proud of it. I shouldn't be. I really, really shouldn't be. But I am. Do you have NAS installed? No. What's NAS when it's at home? It's holding them terrible and you should be ashamed. I really should. Really, really should. Not, but there we go. What is NAS when it's at home? Or should I just do a quick Google? Oh, Naval Artillery System. No, I do not have that installed at the moment. Because I did have it installed when I had like large boat parts installed, but then they stopped updating that mod. Fellow man of God. Someone else has just gone from the stream to look at the joke, and yes. Oh, do come along. Yeah, I did have it installed for a while, but it just yeah, well, this is what I have to wait for with the 80 odd mods I've got installed as it is. So I had to start being a bit strict about what I left installed and what I decided to just leave off. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Boot crew. Command your crew in a boat crew, equipping action strategy experience inside the midst of pursuit. Take charge of a PT boat against the pure Japan, skillfully managing resources and personnel. By any means necessary to ensure victory in this high stakes conflict. Interesting. Very interesting, Mr. Bond. Early access, 16 quid. It's not just SXT, is it? It's the parts I installed. Gojo Tomic, hello. Vulcan, hello. So again about the thing. My apologies. My apologies. Seem to have my mods in order. You couldn't have picked a better time, could you? Really couldn't. Really couldn't. Let me just send this to Vulcan. I'm going to take one more gamble on this just being Wild Blue Industries. What do you get in Wild Blue Industries? Oh, yeah, it's the Heisenberg that I got that for. Right, one more gamble, then I'm going to have to just go back and uninstall the mods I was kind of hoping to have installed so that we could do the thing I wanted to do for today's thing. Get the requisite plushie and sorbet. You go and grab your requisite plushie and sorbet. So, what's going on with you guys? Did I miss anything exciting? Well, I've just restarted it for the third time. I suppose, no, restarting it for the second time. Starting it for the oh, who cares? Just click on to Twitter. What do we have? It's the guy who was sentenced to 6 months in federal prison for deliberately crashing a plane for views. They've actually got the footage. They've uploaded the footage here. That's just him bailing out. That's quite... I mean, I don't... It's a hell of a... That was a particularly stupid thing to do. So much again takes longer than reaching. Yes. Straight on. Just baked fresh bread. Nice. Oh, that guy. Ooh, sourdough. No, I don't think that was his name. Yeah. Because obviously he set up his GoPros on the wings and on the tail, and then he just bailed out with a parachute. I mean, surely if the plane crashes, surely you could have a pretty convincing story lined up. Because the damn thing's going to crash. He said there was the engine stalled. There was a mechanical failure. I was over mountains. I panicked, and you know. You don't sort of go on the merry dance this guy led them on. I don't know when the GoPros were started recording though, so that could have been incriminating. But I mean, surely you can come up with something vaguely like convincing rather than the obvious pile of crap he came up with. TLC, hello. Sounds like a bit of a bell to me. Yeah. 6 months in prison. Hmm. How can I go, he misspelled his name all the streams. Fair enough. Please let this work. Please, God, let this work. I don't know why it's taking so long. Is it the 2 mods I have installed? Because I'd really like this to work. Because if it does, it's gonna be pretty amazing. Well, hello, Tailsy. Oh, it's doing the thing. It's doing the thing. It's doing the thing. Squad. Thanks to Spam Mikey SMCE and the dog. Okay, if it crashes on squad, we know we're in trouble. Okay, if I'm playing with one of them, start to record themselves. Oh, actually, if I clicked away, we did actually get something. It did. So it's not completely frozen. Squad. Spaces. Land a cabin internal. It seems to be having a problem with the internals. Why must you do this to me? Why, oh why, oh why, oh why, oh why? We're not getting the program frozen. Now we're getting the program frozen. Wait for the program to respond. Nothing. Nothing at all. Right, well, bollocks to it. That's clearly not going to work. I had put in here Kerbal Inventory System and Kerbal Attachment System, because I had a really cool idea of how I could integrate that into the design. That's clearly gone down like a turd in a baptism font, so let's... Right, fine, we'll start it up again. We'll start it up again, all over again, and we'll just go for the safe version. Why isn't... I don't know. It kept getting stuck on... It seemed to kept getting stuck when it was loading internals. And I don't know why that was. Social media continue. I'm just reading this article. Social media continues to influence more people to do crazy things for clicks and views every single year. Most designs is fame traces, blah, 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 blah. Trevor Daniel Jacob, former Olympic athlete, approached by a wallet company to promote a sponsorship. I know, I'll crash a plane. You just go. Jacob and a friend flew by helicopter to retrieve the wreckage with intentions of destroying all evidence. He then dismantled and disposed parts of the airplane over the course of a couple of days. Just take the GoPros off. Say the engine stalled and you panicked. You know, just... You're flying over mountains, you didn't know, blah, 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 blah. 1, 2, 3, 4, hello! I'm not getting the tweak scale warning. Is there an update? What's the change log for this? When was this brought out? There's another one in July. Right. Which version do I have? So this is 2.4.6.6. I do have an older version of tweak scale, so I'm going to grab that. Maybe, I don't know if I do a video on this later. We'll see if it works with updated tweak scale, but for the moment, destroy and upload for clicks. But the thing is, you take the GoPros off, you don't dispose of the plane parts. Someone's gonna notice that the plane parts aren't where they're supposed to be. aren't where they're supposed to be, and probably are where they're not supposed to be. Jesus. You try and make it as believable as possible as well, because people were sort of immediately suspect, because, you know, if I've ever if it ever looked like I needed to bail out, I've never thought to grab my selfie stick. Oh dear. I'm intelligent enough to think of any of this, they wouldn't have bothered in the first place. People have asked for modular missile guidance a few times, and yeah, I do need to get around to doing something on. Do I need to? It's never really sort of fitted in with how I like to do things on KSP. What you're talking about, it's sketchy as heck. Oh my god, we're half an hour into the stream and we still haven't loaded the game. Want to be a criminal? Don't be an idiot. Yeah. Sorry, I've just gone on to the next. I've just gone on to the next article. Police officer receives 263-year sentence for sexual assault. Why does the US do that with the sentences? Like the 263 years. I mean, by the sounds of things, he deserves to be banged up. I haven't read most of it, but if he's gotten that kind of sentence, I'd imagine it's the sort of thing he deserves to be banged up for quite a long time for. But why does it do it like the? Hello, Kelly. Why does it do like the 263 years sentence thing? I've never got that. Every typical animator, hello, by the way. Keikosis, 1778, hello. Yeah, it tells you that actually happened, and then the guy... So even their ghost won't escape. Yeah, someone basically crashed their plane for clicks. We're in! Normally at this point I run the advert, run my little advertisement for the, run my little spiel for if you want to help support the channel, but I'm not really sure I've given anyone anything worth supporting so far. Super chatting is enabled, blah, 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 if anyone else feels differently. Britton Island, hello! I have been struggling to get a couple of mods to work, so I've only just gotten into the sodding game. We've been having a nice chat about the guy who crashed his plane for clicks. And could have probably done it in ways that would have made it less likely for him to get caught. Cool people become patrons if they can afford it. They do indeed. Right, so last time we were building, I can find it, the Olympus. Right, how much does this weigh again? 20.69. That's not bad for a fully laden space plane. Let me just check my little switch mode on the Typhoon's toggle engine. Switch modes, toggle. Elevon 5. Which one's Elevon 5? These are all Elevon 5. Right. Toggle deployment on that. Decouple the small hard points. Okay. Just going to make it a subversion so I don't have to screw with anything. What we're going to do is I'm going to take these off. And I want to see how close we can get to orbit just like that. We'll start at the bottom of the list today. I managed to stick 10 hours or so yesterday and today, so I'm a little bit more regular. Nice. Oh, God, that's nice. Possible to learn this power from a Jedi. They aren't unionized. Anniversary of my mum passing. So I need to, so what is it? 4. To keep an eye on the fuel levels. Where don't I have fuel? Oh, I don't have any fuel in here. I'll tell you what, if I'm just going to take off, I may as well have fuel in there and just stick the priority right up. Sorry to hear about your mum, Ren. What I'm going to do is we're going to put that one up there, one up there. Someone remind me to do this when I actually get, like, the, when I start fiddling about with the proper version again. I'm really irritated that that I couldn't get those things to work. So they should be taking from this as a priority. Yeah, and we've got a full fuel load now. Really irritated I couldn't get that to work because let's go manual switching. Get those mods to work because I had a really nice idea. I'll have to see if there's any way, because I downloaded like the latest versions and I made sure, because they came with some dependencies, I made sure, you know, I picked which one was more up to date, the one that came with the mod or the one I had installed. In all occasions it was the one I had installed, or it was more recent, all the same. The only clue I had was that it sort of failed that tweak scale check sort of as soon as the KSP window came up. So something to do with that. I have downloaded the latest version of TweetScale, which is a more up-to-date version than I've got, so I might just have to try with that. If I do a video on this, like a proper video on this, I may have to what was I going to say? I may have to try again and see if I can get that little concept thing to work. So I'm not gonna spoil it here. But yeah. Echo F5, hello. Oh, I thought that it would have been sent up by a rocket. It is a deorbit fighter, but also it can get itself to orbit. So I want to see how close I can get it to orbit without any of the assistance of its little drop pods, because that, well, it was going to be important for the thing I wanted to do, which we're not doing anymore. Okay. But I just want to see as a test. Doing pretty well. .700 meters per second. I don't know whether the plane could fly home again. That's sort of the thing that my idea was kind of centered around. So that there are two ideas I had from this. The first one is that starts in orbit, and then just deorbits and then flies back up again. But I wanted to see if I could get one that sort of takes off from land, can get into orbit, what's our apoapsis up to? 32,000 and still climbing. I want to keep it going for as long as possible. I want to get as much as I can out of the atmosphere before I have to switch to the oxidizer. Oh, it's still doing the automatic switching. Okay, up with our little nose. How's the oxidizer doing? And now we're burning through the liquid fuel. Not doing too badly at all. I don't need it to get to orbit with much in the way of remaining fuel. I think we'll start to get it, balance it out there. We'll bring it down to about 10 degrees. No, we're going to run out of oxidizer, aren't we? Yeah. $516. Strong main engine and just a boosting rocket engine to achieve orbit. Thing is, with those mods not working, I still sort of kind of want to see if that idea becomes a possibility at a later date. So I don't really want to like spoil the. So okay, 400 units of liquid fuel. What's attached to that? a lot of stuff. You. So 180, we could just switch that for 180 units of oxidizer. That might do it. Straight to the base, any direction choose. Basically, yes. Nice bit. Thank you very much, and hello, Legged Lack. I'm feeling very fond of it. I just want to see, because I did have 2 extra fuel pods to help it get up to orbit, and then it could fly around, sort of pick wherever it needs to land, deorbit there, and get into the fight. And by that point, it would be sufficiently low in fuel that it would be able to fly around reasonably well. How it gets back anywhere from there, though, is the problem. Which is where my little solution, which I will no longer be able to present on this stream, comes in. Let's keep that up there. Okay. Thank you. Going for the Santa look. Not for the moment. So I think I added this up about 10 degrees to start with, didn't I? And I think that did us pretty well to begin with. Because the thing with the Rapier engine is you just want to get it above like the speed of sound, and then as you get past the speed of sound, the power of the engine just picks up more and more and more and more and more. So you get just past the speed of sound here, you start to get into a little bit of a lull, and then it starts to pick up. Should start to really pick up around about, I don't know, 400 meters per second. Hot Wheels 1234E, hello! RCS reaction control once you run out of atmosphere. Bit of reaction control for this kind of, yeah, you see the engine thrust really taking off now. For this stage of things, we don't have any RCS. That's not, yeah, I didn't really envisage it being that useful to start with. So this is on automatic switching, is it? Okay. More power. So yeah, it's just going to use reaction wheels when it gets into orbit. I did try setting up a fight last time with this. This currently is just really more of a test to see if I can. Let's keep it about 15 degrees. That's also the way, like where the nose is pointing. Oh no, that's dropping the it's dropping the prograde vector. Not to worry, not to worry. How are we doing? 1200 meters per second. What's that doing to my apoapsis? Still going strong, dropping a little speed, but apoapsis is still rising. Engine's still good enough to drop. They'll be pumping some more energy into us. Sounds dirty. 2 size down stock ramjets would do the job. Thing is, I can get this into orbit. You know, I've done it. We did it in the last stream, but it was with those little drop pods. I just want to see if I can do this without those drop pods, because if I can, it opens up a very interesting possibility. Let's keep that. Let's start notching putting the nose down a little bit so we can start getting orbital velocity. How are we doing? That oxidizer situation is looking better. So we got up to 50,000. No, didn't quite get up to 50,000, did we? Let's put the nose down a bit, sort of slightly more efficient entry into orbit. Okay, speed is looking good. Speed is looking remarkably good. Up to 60k. Ditch the nose. Just want horizontal speed now. And just point at prograde to minimize any drag. Okay. So we're going to need... How much more delta V am I going to need to get up to orbital velocity? And do I have enough? Again, it's the oxidizer, isn't it? So I need enough to get up to orbital velocity and then deorbit. No, I don't. No, I don't, because this is for the concept I had, isn't it? I just need to get into orbit. All may become clear at some point. Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry, I've gone past it. Yeah. There we go. Dragging the apoapsis back in front of me. Get about 30 seconds in front. Let's go prograde again. It feels weird because the last time I was doing this... How close are we getting? Oh my god! So close! How close can I get this? So it was a recent time I was doing... What did I get there? 212, 226. Ah, I over-egged it slightly. I think I was closer before. So this can get into orbit just with this configuration. Okay, worth knowing. Right. Does it have anywhere near enough to actually deorbit now? I suspect not. I can get it down into the atmosphere. How far down can I actually get it? Well, that would probably be enough for capture. Probably be enough to actually get aero capture. So let's. Yep. Too far. See, because the periapsis is still the furthest away point, so any drag I encounter will be affecting that first. There's the desert launch site, there's the KSC. Yeah, periapsis is dropping. I think we've basically got aero capture here. I don't think we need to skim at all. As I said, the point of this particular test isn't what I'm doing here. So this is just purely out of curiosity, seeing, you know, how well I can get this down. Could I even fly it to the desert launch site, the desert airfield? Possibly. We'll have to see. I think that might be a little too far away. And there's the Boomerang launch site. Yeah, I'm a little nervous I'd be a little nervous going past like 4 anyway because of atmospheric heating and all that jazz. So how much further down do we go? Another 30,000. Yeah, this is inside the atmosphere. Yeah, and the periapsis is being pushed around. Oh, and speed is just starting to drop a bit. Okay. We're actually pretty quickly approaching the that desert launch site. Quicker than I was expecting. How are we doing altitude-wise? Down below 30,000. Still got a fair old lick of pace on us, though. Let's just set so the nose raises as we're coming round the planet. Oh, and we're climbing again. Oh, let's just... Maybe it would have been a better idea to sort of increase drag by putting my nose down. Where's it gone? Almost directly south of us, slightly back there. Down into that lovely thick atmosphere we go. And we now have oh, look at those G-forces. Oh. Start turning south. Anyway, I should stop pissing about really, because this really is not important. But we're up, we're flying. If I can just get the nose up a bit, I think we've got enough to fly. I think we've got enough about us to fly straight and level here for as long as is needed. So we need to come... Oh, we need to come right around. Go about like that. So I think hypothetically I could get back to the desert airfield, but that's not the thing I want to do here. We are just going to revert flight to the spaceplane hangout. Yeah, the Typhoons are the smaller ones. So, hello, to fan new streamers looking for a video for my own playthrough. Figured I'd stop by. Well, good to have you. So, the next thing we want is we're going to try doing the test flight I did last time. The one right at the end of the stream that went catastrophically wrong. Oh, just typing to say super chat is enabled if you'd like to support the channel that way, or if you'd like to support the channel in any other way, that are links to the PayPal and the Patreon in the description. You too can get your own little patron Kerbal, like I've been using here, as well as the name at the end of videos, access to the Patreon only Discord, access to everything upload to Patreon. Those last two are a bit of a work in progress, that kind of thing, and all your very, very, very kindly donated money does go towards helping me keep this channel going. Hopefully build it into something bigger and better. So this is the original. Wow, look at the part count difference. Jesus. Okay. So do I want? So what's the? So these are on 9. I'm going to turn these all up to -8. Because I didn't put any fuel in these because I thought it would unbalance it. I'm going to put fuel in there. And, oh, or do we want to put this up even higher? Yeah, because if these are going to unbalance it, we want these drained first. Then these. Because we've got to wait for the oxidizer to drain from these anyway, so... Okay. On to Vengeance Carbon. Gallifrey and Ren's a little patron Kerbal. You too can get yours. Do level up, I forgot to put the heating on. Right. Physics range extender. Global range. What are the units for that? I think I put that up to 1,500. I think I did this last time, trying to avoid a repeat of what happens. I'm just going to move you forward a bit. We don't need the whole runway to take off. And now I'm going to spawn a vessel. Units are kilometers. Yes, so I think I got that right. So what we need, I want something reasonably easy to build, to beat. Just as sort of a proof of concept. Just my links. And Watermelon Kerman. So where's your autopilot? Activate pilot, standby mode. Now I think I've got that high enough so that what happened last time shouldn't happen this time. Right, so those engines on. Brakes off. Off we go. We are going to need to keep an eye on our oxidizer situation in those drop tanks. Oh crap! Yeah, it's a lot heavier with those drop tanks, I forgot about that. So, yeah, and it's already... No, it's not drained out of there. So that's just spare fuel we wouldn't otherwise have had, so that's quite nice. Yeah, I think I calculated it so physics range extender should keep that one loaded in physics-wise, even when I'm on the other side of the planet. We still burning through that stuff? Yeah, we're still just burning through... we haven't started touching... No, we are still just burning through the extra units of fuel I decided to take along. That's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, this is struggling a bit because we are carrying a fair amount of extra weight. So I may have to drop the nose to get us past that awkward point when it comes to picking up speed. Oh, come on. So normally you just need to get it past about 400 meters per second. And then you're pretty much home and dry. Yeah, the speed's sort of starting to pick up a bit better now. Worth lighting the Typhoons for takeoff? Possibly. I don't know. We're still on the additional fuel. Yeah, let's sod it. Let's see what happens when we light the Typhoons. What's the ISP? Is it giving us ISP? 3,200, 10,000. Okay, the Typhoons might be better. Oh god, we're picking up quite a lot of speed now. And we do want to save the intake air for our Rapier. I might try that as an alternative. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just going on my ordinary descent profile I did last time at the moment, but I'm just... May have to try that next time. Doing apoptosis wise, not bad. What's the Typhoon's ISP with what's the Typhoon's ISP with afterburners on? I'm going to do this manually, aren't I? Okay. Should have had Kerbal Engineer installed as well, because that would have been helpful to see. Why are you doing that? Keep your nose up, you bastard. And now we'll let it fall to about 15. Why is it doing that? It's got more than enough control authority to keep its nose up about there. Don't know why it's doing that. Okay, down to about 10. How are we doing with the oxidizer? Oxidizer is spent, so we get rid of those. Right, and just point prograde, because that gets us the least drag. And then we just sort of saunter into orbit with plenty of fuel left. And the electric charge running out, and physics range extender being really unhappy with the situation. That's what's causing it. Physics range extender is not designed to be half a planet away. Oh my god, I'm not even half a planet away. Oh god. Well, in for a penny, in for a pound, that's what I say. Oh dear. That's the other thing with physics range extender, you can't zoom in too close because... Everything looks okay from in here. Sort of. I think underlying part positions are in double precision, so it should just be visuals. Okay. I am actually getting proper shaking, though. Because it's wobbling the actual craft thing around. I can't... It's actually pointing the nose down. I can't control where I'm going. Oh, bloody hell. The whole thing was to see if I could keep that loaded in, though, and have an avoidance of the what happened last time when the plane loaded back in. But I've had the craft shaking far worse than that. Well, it's about to shake far worse than that. Hang on. I think we've got some gimbal control on this thing. We do have some gimbal control on this thing. I'm going to need to get a little bit closer to the apoapsis. What was that noise? There was a noise and it worries me. That will do. Oh, God almighty. I'm going to save this. No, what was it? Let's save that as something proper so that if needs be we can get back to this point. So we're going to go around the other side of the planet, so this is going to get worse before it gets better. So closing the distance. This... Oh, nuts. Right. This is where the concept should come into its own. We are going to drop aggressively. We are going to do an aggressive... We're going to do an aggressive deorbit onto the KSC. So where are we? We are at 75,000. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Bloody well hope it's going to be enough. Try and get some bit of my stuff if you head back into the gravity well though. I think we'd love this at Valentina. Let's see if I've done this. I'm not sure I have done this aggressively enough. Now, as we start to encounter, we're not going to encounter much atmosphere, though. We're not. Okay, that's much closer in. Do you want to give it another little bit of a nick? That should be enough. The idea should be that we basically drop in pretty much right on top of this thing. And as we get closer, hopefully... I didn't turn guard mode on the other thing, did I? That was silly. Oh, Christ, I can do it from here. Need to put that on a different team. Bring into atmosphere backwards and sideways. That's my goal. Oh, God. What we need to do is pump fuel forwards. Into the middle one and out of the back one. Let's get this arranged properly. That's a bit better. So that should help it keep it stable in the atmosphere, he says. Do we have any oxidizer left? Oh, let's pump you into there. Thanks, Steve the Great. Hello. All the oxidizer forward into that tank. Oh no, that's not the way I did this on this version, is it? With a bit of luck, the spinning around should bleed off a fair bit of speed. What's that doing to our... according to this, our trajectory takes us not far past the KSC island. Oh god, it's already taking off and targeting us. Ah! Right. Switch modes. Turn you on. Start moving fuel back now. Balance this thing out a bit more. Yeah, you're still a bit too high up in the atmosphere, matey boy. It's not going to go well for you. It's giving it a go. I'm going to need to keep an eye on this, because I may need to drag more fuel backwards depending on how well it does or doesn't. Oh, missiles away. For God's sake, did I forget countermeasures? Please tell me after all that I didn't just forget the countermeasures. Alex Soup, hello! I'd have put countermeasures on this, wouldn't I? I wouldn't have I completely forgot to put countermeasures on this. It's fine. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. So what do we want? A couple of you up here. A couple of you down there. Flares. They're down a bit, aren't they? Flares, we're going to want them sort of going down and outwards. So we do there and there. Let's change my countermeasure settings. Time to impact for CM. Flare dump per sequence. And we put that to 1, don't we? Right. Vengeance Watermelon was in the other craft, so I think much of a cameo though it was, I think we'll move on to Steak. Oh, well, sing piss flaps. So I've got to set that all up again. You know, the way she lived, clueless and amused. All that again. Though we now have some helpful input from the community as to how we can improve things. Yes, those are basically for the dogfights. They are afterburning mode. The rapier doesn't give enough oomph at low speeds for dogfighting. Let's grab another Lynx. Up a little further. Here we are. Why am I using the? Is this the old-fashioned? Did I use the wrong vessel mover? I might have used the wrong vessel mover. Ugh. And we don't have choose crew on, do we? Ah, now it's spawning it over there. Right, sorry to do this to you. Okay, you weren't, you sort of weren't who I was after. That's the Steak, so Josh Kerman. There we go. So I need to switch teams. I can't turn on guard mode for the moment, can I? Standby mode on, activate pilot. So for you, the recommendation from La Communauté is to go with the Typhoons to start with. We need to get you pointing a nice square 90 down the runway. What's their ISP when it's still 5,000? So they're still better than the so they're still better than the Rapiers. That is insane. I've not made a new fighting program. That'll be good. And then to get us might up the angle, upper angle to pick our nose up to about 10 degrees. Wow, the little engines that really can. Oh, and I wanted to keep an eye on the oxidizer, didn't we? Okay, thrust is dropping out now. So now I pick up with the Rapier. To go to dinner. Enjoy your dinner, Hadrodney. I hope it goes well. Yeah, we're getting that shake again, so I'm having to hold the nose up. Oh, nose up a bit too far. Let it come back down a bit. Come down to about 15 now. Still not quite out of oxidizer. Wait for that to run out. Tank's away. Just start to level it out now a bit more. And now I think we can just go pro grade. Maybe RCS would have been good on this thing. Physics range extender, cam fix. What was the cam fix multiplier one? Do we up this a bit? Never fiddled with that before, so if anyone knows their stuff. Set it to 0. Steak is not having a good time. Yay, that works now. Electric charge, that's the other thing. There's no solar panels on this, is there? Okay, just for the moment, I think we're gonna cheat a little bit. I think that's the next improvement, is to actually stick some solar panels on this thing. Okay, if the SAS holds up, that's actually... it can just about hold it together. Maybe these bits are getting okay, yeah, that is actually much better. Yeah, oh, that'll do. No, actually, I think I do actually want to bring that as close to... I think I do want to circularize that a bit more. 140, that will have to do, and then okay. We'll quick save this. No, I'm going to go. What was it? Let's just save overwrite the other one. And And again, we want to drop quite aggressively onto this thing, so I think maybe wait till we're over, sort of over the desert airfield. Okay, this thing, it was an electrical issue. That's fixable. That is fixable. Saxit, hello! You left the handbrake on. So we want to plonk this right about there, I reckon. Long time no see. And then we want to time warp. So hopefully, because we are closing the distance between ourselves and the other objects that physics range extender is simulating. So with a bit of luck, as we get closer and closer, the wobbling should die down. Excuse me. You did come at the right time, yes. Anyway, we are just about to get to, hopefully, the juicy bit. So now we need to start putting a bit of drag on this thing. I don't suppose it matters that much if it starts tumbling, because if it starts tumbling, that's kind of good. Robotic first, atmosphere re-entry method. I know, the amateur. Okay, that's using our flaps to give us a bit of extra drag there. Let's we turn that on. Oh, it's coming straight for us. It has the visual range. It is coming straight for us, and we are going straight up. Gonna need to drop a bit lower in the atmosphere, matey boy, before you Did we run out of... Yeah, we're just out of oxidizer, that's all. You've got a lock. You've got countermeasures. Oh, shoot. Extending. I might turn you off actually. Also had the flaps on. Oh god, we've lost something already. How much fuel do we have? 407. I need to start shifting some of that fuel forwards. Never mind. It's the BDI. Apparently not. Well, it will be the buttock first. Oh no, it won't be. I was about to say it's to be the buttock first landing method. Turns out it won't. Okay. So we can get it down. What was it? 407. We're up. Well, we're up in the old. Wild blue yonder. We are going to need some of these. Right. So I'm going to overwrite the one I did earlier. So we can get this down from the thing. So what's it going to be doing fuel-wise? It's not going to have any oxidizer left. Because of the priority on this, that's going to have drained. So we're left with, how much fuel do we have here at the moment? So you've got 180, 400, 180, 180. So let's, if we do half, that's 90, 90, 90, not quite 90, and 200. So that's 470. So that's 90, so that's like 20% of what we... So that's going to be pretty much, damn it, how this aircraft is going to perform, how it's going to be loaded. If we don't piss about with the fuel balance and we just leave it as it is. Once it's come down. So now we sort of have a test bed for its atmospheric the second the craft is over 900 meters per second. Yay! I've used sort of that solar panel on my space planes, and I haven't had that problem. Jesus. Okay, yeah, with that and with those issues, most of the people watching have gone. You might be onto something then up there, Ren. What would happen if we did that? What would 18 likes? Thank you very much, by the way, everybody. It is very kind. So this one, so what do we just drain all the fuel out? Just drain all the fuel out. We're still pretty much in the same situation we were in. So what would we have? Assuming this was full, we set these to that's 580, and then 144. It's 464, 280, 126. So that's what it would look like. Do I just need to bring these wings forward? See you later, silly. Right. So, Steek, I think you've had your fair share of it, and we did Josh as well. So, Ion, your uppance has come. Ah, dear. And our chosen contestant was the Lynx, wasn't it? So GT Kerman. I could have used like the vessel spawner with my runway 1's template, but when you're just doing one craft aside, it's not quite as worth it as it would otherwise be. Yeah. We don't want you on, do we? We just want you with the 2 Typhoons. Now, obviously, the point of this is not supposed to be the world's best fighter, because the world's best fighter and a Deorbit fighter, that's asking quite a lot. The instability that's doing that. Well, you know, the vibrations can actually get around pretty well. Maybe an easier target. Drapier looks like an unfortunate protrusion. I did 20 likes. Thank you very much, everybody. Screw it. You just go off like... no. Put you there. I'll put you over here. You can go off in that direction. What do I have that's worse than my Lynx? My original Dragonfly? Let's go with this quick save and start the competition. I'll turn you off because, as has been intimated, you are hideously fuel inefficient. It really doesn't sit... Oh, now we get missiles away. Ow! Oh, it's so close. There goes the air intake. There goes the rest of the bits. See you later, soup. The old nose job. If I can get this as it is, able to fight decently, it's time for the old Professor Farnsworth impression, because you know I wouldn't have added any extra weight. So it's like it's 2 orbit and back performance should be unaffected. I want to start just dragging these a little further back just to bring a bit of that mass. It's not really making a huge difference. May as well though, just to give it a little extra something. So Gorilla and Ghosty up next, I think. It's massively vulnerable during re-entry. Yeah, I think we can sort of like work around a couple of those bits tactically. But if I can get the craft as it is, because we've got the craft basically as it would be after re-entry, with about the fuel load it would have and the fuel distribution it would have after re-entry. You know what, screw it, we will do it this way. So now it's, and we've tested it does work, so now it's just a case of getting its dogfight performance up together. Let's see how it does against the Dragonfly again. And yeah, we want Gorilla and we want Ghosty. Thing is, I can probably, you know, narratively wise, I can probably drop it a bit sooner, and then, because you know it can go anywhere around the world very quickly, but it just has to drop in a little bit sooner, so it's flying in a bit more. And Gorilla is joined by Jebediah. If I can get an even half decent combat aircraft out of a craft that's also got to fly up to orbit, I think this might be a little bit too unstable. No, it seems to be doing pretty well. As I said, if I can get a half decent combat craft out of a craft that has to fly up to orbit, and then do the rest of it, I'm going to be pretty happy. I think the Dragonfly's turning to face. Okay. ram away. Let's turn the dogfight cam on. Might need to see about its roll performance as well. I mean, it doesn't look bad for a dual air spacecraft. Oh, that might be a job. That might be an idea. This is my attempt. What can Lego do? This thing... Oh, its roll authority is pretty atrocious, actually. It doesn't have gimbaling on those engines, does it? Which doesn't help. There we go. What's this damn thing's minimum combat speed? Because it dropped down to like 40 there, and it seemed utterly unfazed by it. What am I doing? What the hell are you doing? Okay, that seems to be going a bit better. So I'm going to do one more test. Guru and Grosty, Bryce and Ben. One more test for this thing. Distracted by the plane's comfort features. Those down vibrations get you every time. I know. I'm going to try one more thing on this. Just going to notch these down to 12. Because it was just looking so unstable that last time. Okay, one last fight for this thing. Multi-million-pound fight to jet into the land. The only thing you can say is oops. Just another day in the Survey Corps. I don't know if anyone will get that reference. Yeah, and we're going to turn you down. That's the other thing I wanted to do. Speed. Combat speed, let's get you up to 80 at least. Not too much higher, but hopefully the whole "oh, I'm travelling too slowly" thing should kick in a bit earlier. The old short-range Sidewinder. Oh, just a bit too much there and flipped out. That's a bit more stable there. Does it not have the turning power anymore? I might have to turn the just so we get a bit more speed. And it's going to suck our fuel drive a lot quicker. Oh my god, that was close. I'm going to notch these down to 12, give them a little bit more. Notch it down that far and it gives the Dragonfly suddenly has the advantage. Full on Hotshot's handbrake there. Yeah. So Adam and Yosemite. I think I needed those bits. Right. So as I did previously, speed, yeah, let's get this to 80. I don't want that as his actual minimum speed, but it just means it shouldn't go so low before it starts thinking, oh, I need to add a bit more speed now. It shouldn't go down to like 50. Let's keep the rapier on. It does provide a bit of gimbling. So let's see what this does for us. And let's take off a lot of that. I'm going to turn you down to 12. Yeah. It's not going to be as efficient in the use of fuel, but and that was pretty nice as a manoeuvre. Didn't really work, but there we go. None of those missiles tracked. But those ones are. Two more Sidewinders. That was kind of beautiful. Why is the Dragonfly extending? Where's its pilot unit? Where did I... Now it's engaging. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that! Showing them all people. So when I did it with 14, it was okay. 14 degrees on all those control surfaces. Wait, was that before I adjusted? No, I don't think that was before I adjusted this. Right, one last go then. And we are going to turn off. So this was the configuration last time we beat the Dragonfly. I'm going to do the... yeah. Disable extension for that. Never mind. Oh, you're not happy, are you? Did you track? No, this one is though. Yeah, okay, I am going to turn those down though, because that's just getting silly. Right, don't slow down that much, please. Nice use of the last minute sidewinder there. Dragonfly missing a control surface. Oh, here comes the Olympus. Bit of auto-tune, I know. I think I kind of need to get this to the sort of as best I can, and then maybe start auto-tuning it. No, we need that engine, don't we? We really do need the thrust from the extra engine. How are we doing in terms of fuel? We're not doing too badly fuel-wise. That's better. Yeah, a bit of tuning. I think I'm happy how much I've moved this forward, though. I think we managed to iron out a few bumps. Janelle Tackett, hello! Whatever the hell all that means. We've gone well over, so I'm going to have to knock it on the head here. Mind you, we did spend half an hour just trying to get the damn game to load earlier. So there's that. Right. Okay. Very weird. Anyway. I might have a think about this. Maybe a pure air-to-air fighter isn't what we should be going for. I'll have a think. I will have a think. Remember, though, that will be all for now. I do hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, everybody, for coming on. Thank you, everybody, for getting involved with the chat, for all the likes. Yes, my apologies for no video yesterday. Things... yeah, nonsense and all. If Orbit, like, that's the other thing. It does seem to be more of a ground attack thing, doesn't it? Anyway. Yes. What was I about to say? Tuesday. Tuesday is a first plays, and I do have something good for you. I'm going to turn the rapier off, because that's less fuel efficient than the Typhoons. Hello, Cray! Goodbye, Cray. Hello, Wombat Rick. Goodbye, Wombat Rick. Yeah, Tuesday, first plays next Saturday. Hopefully I'll get the video I was trying to get out yesterday out. And next Saturday, of course, is a mailbag stream. So get your craft in for that. But that will be all for now. Plenty of stuff coming up. Excuse me. Until then, though, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.